Fitness, we have about, well, hardly any time until class starts here in a few minutes, but I wanted to do what I could real quickly to help you all with something that we've had several of you come and ask us about and you're struggling with and dealing with and fighting this battle of how many calories you should be eating in a day. So many of you have had incredible success, but you've kind of hit a plateau, and I hope this can help explain why. And so a couple months ago, we put these two formulas up on the board for you to show you how many calories you need to be eating in a day and what your body is going to use and things like that. So I wanted to put them up one more time. These two formulas come from the Harris-Benedict equation. We did not make this up. Some really smart people sat in a room and figured all this out. And it's pretty accurate. And so we wanted to help you all with it. And so there are two different formulas, one for the women and one for the men. And so it's really basic math. I'm not going to sit here and go through it all with you, but you just take all these numbers. Make sure when you do your weight, you do it in kilograms. When you do your height, make sure you do it in centimeters. And so once you plug all your information into this, you're going to go through and you're going to come out with a number. And so for the sake of our time, let's say I came out with a number of 2,000 calories. And my number is pretty close to that given my size and age and all that. And so let's say my number is 2,000 calories. Well, once I have that number means my resting metabolic rate is 2,000 calories. And so my body, just being me today, would burn that 2,000 calories. Whether I sit, stand, move, whatever, that's about what it's going to take for my body to function. Well, then once you have that number, you have to figure in your activity rate on top of that. And so the way to do that, there are two different numbers that you can work with. The first is if you're sedentary, and I don't mean you don't work out. What I mean is if your job involves sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, even if you come over here or before or wherever you go and you work out for an hour, it's hard to combat that 8 hours of sitting. And so the safest number to use is 20%. So if you have that number of 2,000 calories, for me, I would take, if I was sedentary, I would take 20% of that, so 400 calories, and then I add that 20%, that 400 back to the 2,000. And so my total calorie expenditure for the day would be 2,400 calories. And so then I would use that as my number that I'm working off of. But since what I would call active, like many of you would be active, your job involves moving or you work out enough to make up for your job, whatever it is, there's a range that you can fall in, and so you can pick where you fall. You want to multiply that number, your total number, by either somewhere between 40 and 60%. And so if you're really active, you got to be honest with yourself. If you'd say, man, I am super active, my job is active, I'm working out, multiply that number by 60%. And so if I was multiplying mine by 60%, I'd be adding in another 1,200 calories. And so all of a sudden my number jumps all the way up to 3,200 calories. And so if that's my number, then I use that to say, okay, I'm going to burn 3,200 calories today, roughly, obviously. You can get more detailed if you want to figure out your workouts exactly, but a good rough number is what we'll use today. And so from there, I would say, okay, how many calories do I need to take in? And this is the part that was tripping a lot of you guys up, is you were just eating way too few calories. I know that sounds silly, but you were eating so few that you weren't losing any weight. And I'll explain why in a second. But the safest numbers to work with are these. You want to lose about 1 to 2 pounds a week, and so you want your calorie deficit to be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 calories a day. That way your deficit for the week is anywhere from 3,500 calories to 7,000 calories. 1 pound of fat is equivalent to about 3,500 calories. And so that's how you figure that out. And so those are good, safe numbers. You lose 8 pounds a month, 8 to 10 pounds a month. That's really, really good. That's healthy weight loss. That's weight loss that will stay off compared to yo-yo dieting. And that's what I'll explain to you in a second. See, what was happening for many of you is you set out on this journey to lose weight. And like so many people do, the very first thing that you do when you set out to lose weight is you diet. And so you immediately cut back on your calories. And so when you immediately cut back on your calories, you see an immediate loss in weight. The weight starts to fall off. And so you get excited. That's great. Awesome. Everybody loves losing weight. And so what then happens is your body senses the weight loss, and it tries to regain that original weight by becoming more efficient. Okay, it slows down its metabolism. It becomes more efficient at burning calories. And so if before my number was 2,000, all of a sudden I lose the weight, my body doesn't know what to do. It's kind of in shock from too few calories. And so all of a sudden it starts becoming really efficient. Okay, and so then once that happens, it starts cutting back, and now it's only burning 1,500 calories a day, we'll say. And in addition to that, it senses that loss in weight loss, or that loss in weight, pardon me, is starvation. And when your body goes into starvation mode, it gets really smart. It protects itself. And so your body will begin holding on to fat. It'll hold on to fat. It reduces the metabolic rate even more. And it does anything it can to give itself energy. It's saying, hey, Todd, I don't know when you're going to give me more energy. I need more, so I'm going to hold on to everything I can. And so it holds on to fat, and it begins slowing those processes even more. And so now I'm burning even fewer calories than when I started this process, instead of burning more. And so then what happens is it begins to look for alternative fuels of energy, because your body is going to protect its vital organs at all costs. And so it'll sacrifice other things. And so your body will actually begin to use muscle to fuel the vital organs and fuel all your vital processes. And so it'll sacrifice the muscle, use that. And so now not only have we cut our calories, but now we're cutting our muscle. And muscle is the only thing that burns fat. And so now we're cutting our calorie burn even more, because now our body is eating its fat. And so what happens is you become lethargic, you become very tired. Many of you have said that to us, which is what got us thinking through all this. And so now your calories and your weight loss has completely plateaued. You've even, like some of you have said, you've started to gain weight back on. And this is why you're eating too few calories. And so that's why it's called a yo-yo diet. It's up and down and up and down. And so what happens, and what's healthier, is to fall in that 500 to 1,000 calorie range. Okay, that'll keep your body from going into starvation mode. It'll keep it functioning at a very high rate. It won't cut calorie burn. It'll keep that same high calorie burn, because it's saying, okay, Todd's giving me plenty of energy. He's giving me plenty of fuel to use, and so I'm going to let go of all this. And so that's where you get great weight loss, is when you're fueling your body properly and exercising. Man, you can get some great results, and you'll lose fat. You won't lose muscle like if you just diet. If you just diet, you're going to lose that muscle that burns fat. And so I hope this helps. Again, this isn't about immediate short-term results. This is about healthy long-term results, long-term weight loss that will last for years, not just 2 weeks. There are way too many fads and gimmicks and diets out there that come and they go, because none of them offer lasting results. This is the safest way to do it. This will last. If you can just fall into a habit of eating 500 to 1,000 calories less a day, if you're losing weight. If you want to maintain your weight, then just stay right at whatever this tells you, and you'll maintain your current weight. You won't gain. It's really basic math. So anyway, I hope this helps. Remember, it's not about immediate, quick, short-term results. We care about long-term health here. We care about longevity. Okay, and so again, hope that helps, and we hope to see you in here sometime soon. Bye.